Can you believe there's a country in Europe where barely anyone speaks English, where the women are considered the most beautiful, and where you can get fined just for walking your dog in a public park? Welcome to Belarus. It's not the Europe you thought you knew. And today, we're diving deep into this mysterious, misunderstood, and captivating country. Nestled between Poland and Russia, Belarus is often overshadowed by its more popular neighbors. But that's exactly what makes it so intriguing. Officially known as the Republic of Belarus, this landlocked country in Eastern Europe is home to just under 9.5 million people. Its capital, Minsk, is a clean, orderly city full of grand Soviet-era architecture, wide boulevards, and peaceful parks. Though it was part of the former Soviet Union, Belarus has retained much of its old-world charm, along with an air of mystery that sets it apart. It's a place where time seems to move a little slower, and tradition holds strong. Belarus spans over 207,000 square kilometers and shares borders with Russia, Ukraine, Poland, Lithuania, and Latvia. While it lacks coastlines, it makes up for it with pristine lakes, thick forests, and untouched countryside that cover almost 40% of the country. You won't find crowded tourist sites or flashy resorts here. Instead, you'll uncover serene villages, fairy tale castles, and authentic Eastern European hospitality. If you're planning a trip here, don't expect fluent English. Belarus has two official languages, Belarusian and Russian. Russian is more commonly spoken in urban areas like Minsk, while Belarusian is spoken more in rural communities. English is rarely used, especially outside of major hotels or tourist areas. So having a translation app or learning a few local phrases will go a long way. But don't worry, the locals are friendly and often go out of their way to help, even with the language barrier. Interestingly, most signage and public documents are in Russian, making it easier for those familiar with Cyrillic alphabets. Younger Belarusians, particularly students and professionals in the IT sector, are increasingly picking up English. Let's talk about the people. Belarusians, especially the women, are known across Europe for their beauty. Tall, elegant, and naturally graceful, many Belarusian women take great pride in their appearance. There's a strong sense of style and femininity here that stands out. Fashion is clean, classy, and always intentional. But beyond the appearance, you'll find that Belarusians are polite, warm-hearted, and deeply respectful. Family values remain strong, and you'll often see multi-generational households, particularly in smaller towns. Respect for elders and community traditions are cornerstones of Belarusian culture. Getting into Belarus is easier than you might think. Most travelers can enter visa-free for up to 30 days, especially if flying directly into Minsk National Airport. You're also allowed multiple entries as long as your total stay doesn't exceed 90 days per year. However, if you plan to stay longer than 5 days, you need to register your accommodation address with local authorities. Your hotel usually handles this if you're staying there. Also, unless you're from a Schengen country, you'll need valid health insurance to enter. No insurance? You might be denied at the border. Luckily, health insurance for Belarus is affordable, around €30 a month. Planning to move here? You have two main paths. 1. Marry a Belarusian citizen. 2. Secure a job offer from a registered company in Belarus. There's also a third, less common route, investing in the local economy or starting a registered business, though this involves significant paperwork and local connections. Life in Belarus is quite affordable compared to Western Europe. The minimum wage is around $170 per month, but the average monthly income is typically between $450 and $700 after taxes. In Minsk, a one-bedroom apartment might cost you around $350 to $450 per month, and utilities add roughly $50 more. Dining out? Expect to pay just $10 to $15 for a good meal. Transportation is cheap and efficient. A monthly metro pass costs around $15. Groceries, too, are affordable, especially local produce and dairy, which are fresh and of high quality. Imported goods, however, can be expensive due to tariffs. Even with inflation from regional conflicts, Belarus remains budget-friendly. Don't let the country's strict reputation fool you. Belarus knows how to party. Minsk especially has a vibrant nightlife scene. There are clubs, cozy bars, and live music venues scattered across the city. Locals love electronic music, and it's not unusual for parties to go until sunrise. Just remember, the drinking culture here is real. Vodka, beer, and toasts are part of nearly every gathering. Want to make local friends? Try learning some Russian phrases, and you'll break the ice in no time. And if you're lucky enough to get invited to a Belarusian home, expect warm hospitality, a hearty meal, and a table full of homemade dishes and drinks. Here's something unique about Belarus. It's immaculately clean. Littering is a big no-no. In fact, even walking your dog or riding a bike in the park can lead to fines. These rules are strictly enforced to preserve public order and the environment. You also can't drink or smoke in public places, including parks. It may feel a little strict at first, but these rules contribute to Belarus' reputation as one of the cleanest countries in Europe. Public transport is well-maintained and punctual. Sidewalks are swept clean, and recycling efforts are becoming more visible, especially in urban areas. Here's something not many people know. Belarus has more women than men. Out of roughly 9 million people, over 5 million are women, and just under 4 million are men. This gender imbalance has a visible impact on the social scene, especially in cities like Minsk. It's also quite common for Belarusian women to marry foreigners. Many end up moving abroad to start families in countries like the US, Canada, or Western Europe. This has influenced everything from dating culture to the local economy, especially in services and fashion industries. Belarusian women are often described as among the most beautiful in Europe, and it's not just a stereotype. Tall, graceful, with symmetrical Slavic features, high cheekbones, and naturally fair skin, many Belarusian women embody a timeless elegance. But beauty here isn't just about looks, it's about presence. Femininity is celebrated, not toned down. From fitted coats in winter to subtle, polished makeup, appearance is seen as a form of self-respect. There's also a strong emphasis on traditional gender roles, especially outside major cities. Many Belarusian women grow up valuing family, loyalty, and homemaking. Yet today's generation balances that with higher education and careers in tech, design, and medicine. For foreigners, dating in Belarus can feel old school, in a good way. Chivalry is appreciated. Holding doors, dressing well, bringing flowers, these small gestures go a long way. And yes, many Belarusian women are open to relationships with foreigners, especially those who show respect and genuine curiosity about their culture. But don't mistake poise for passivity. Belarusian women are strong-willed and proud of their heritage. In short, if you're looking for depth wrapped in elegance, Belarus just might steal your heart. Belarus has a growing IT and tech sector, especially in Minsk. Companies like EPAM Systems, which originated here, have helped turn Belarus into a surprising tech hub. Foreigners can find opportunities in IT, teaching English, or working with NGOs and startups. However, local wages are low by Western standards, and government bureaucracy can be challenging. Still, the business culture is shifting slowly, and younger Belarusians are very entrepreneurial. Belarus also has several industrial zones and tax incentives for foreign investors in tech and manufacturing. These zones aim to attract more international partnerships and innovation. If you love nature, Belarus is paradise. With more than 20,000 rivers and 11,000 lakes, the country is rich in natural beauty. Forests, wetlands, and national parks like Belovezhskaya Pushcha, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, offer stunning escapes. You can go kayaking, hiking, or wildlife watching. And in winter, Belarus becomes a snow-covered wonderland. Skiing, snowshoeing, and traditional winter festivals make it a surprisingly cozy cold-weather destination. Belarus is also gaining quiet momentum as a destination for ecotourism. Visitors can stay in rustic farmsteads known as agro-tourism estates, where they experience rural life firsthand, baking traditional bread, tending to gardens, or even milking cows. Each season offers something unique. Spring brings wildflowers and bird migrations. Summer is perfect for lake swims and forest hikes. Autumn is for mushroom foraging, and winter turns villages into cozy snow globes, complete with sleigh rides and ice fishing. Nature is deeply intertwined with Belarusian identity. Many families spend weekends foraging mushrooms or fishing in lakes. One of Belarus' strongest suits is agriculture. It's the largest dairy producer in Europe and ranks number 7 in global potato production. Potatoes, in fact, are at the heart of Belarusian cuisine. They They show up in over 300 traditional dishes, from stews to pancakes to dumplings. Because of its rich soil and farming system, Belarus is considered one of the most food-secure countries in case of a global crisis. Traditional markets still thrive, and most produce is seasonal and locally sourced. If you enjoy hearty, homemade meals, Belarus will not disappoint. Belarusian culture is a blend of Slavic roots, Orthodox Christianity, and Soviet legacy. Folk music and dances are still practiced at festivals, and national embroidery patterns, called vyshyvanka, are proudly worn on special days. Traditional holidays like Kapala Night, a summer solstice celebration, and Maslenitsa, a pancake feast before Lent, connect modern Belarusians with ancient customs. The national spirit is one of quiet resilience, where modesty and pride in heritage go hand in hand. So what's the verdict on Belarus? It's elegant. It's strict. It's full of quiet charm and strong traditions. This is not your typical European destination. It's a land where Soviet nostalgia meets modern ambition, where nature, culture, and resilience come together in a beautiful blend. So, whether you're just passing through or thinking about something more long-term, Belarus may just surprise you. Thanks for joining us on this journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell us which country you want to explore next. Until then, stay curious, and see you in the next one.